Saturday, October 15th. And MLB, and I'm Austin from Calling Our Shot.
And I'm Logan from Calling Our Shot.
And we are back. We got 4 games on today. We got our 2 favorite picks coming your guys' way.
As always, guys, just do us a favor. Well, if you're watching this video and you aren't subscribed, what are you doing? Go down and hit that subscribe button. We are so close to 44,000 subscribers. Big milestone coming up with 50K. But you guys in the community have absolutely been killing it.
And speaking of 50, Logan, yesterday we crossed the 50-unit mark on the season in profit. That's absolutely insane. Hopefully we can end at least above that. But let's talk about our plays. Guardians, money line, sweaty. They got it done. Now we have that Dodgers and Padres over 3.5, first 5. They end on the hook with only 3 runs. And if you watch that game, Logan, you got a bad beat. They had like 14 runners in scoring position. They just could not come in. But our parlay of the day makes up for it. Guardians and Padres both get it done. Hopefully, we've been helping you guys make some money throughout this playoff stretch. We're going to continue pumping out the content for you guys. We already talked about the other videos that are live. If you ever want to hear our NFL player props or our college football best bets videos, those are already live on the channel. Go check out that. But we have a couple new All-Stars. We love all of our All-Stars out there. We love seeing this list grow day in and day out. We've been helping you make some money, whether it's in the MLB, the NFL, and heck, the NBA is on the way in a couple days. Become an All-Star, click the join button on the channel. Here's our new ones. We got Ron, we got Carl, we got Raul, Lude 12-4-2-3, Hammer Down, Rob, Kenneth, Franklin, and Hunter. We love all of you guys. We can't just say thank you enough. But Logan, it's Saturday. Let's go give the people some winners. I see you with your Phillies shirt on.
That's not the game I'm picking. It is the game you're picking, but I'm going to a kind of a heart pick in this one, but I have good reason for it. Going to Mariners versus Astros, and I'm taking the Mariners on the money line. Minus 102 on odds on FanDuel is your best value on this one. And look, this is the ultimate win or go home for the Mariners. Will they fight off elimination today? I say they do. This is the first home playoff game since 2001. They fought so hard to be here. They broke all the curses. They broke all the jinxes, and they are here. So can they get it done today? I really do think so. They've been knocking on the door in both games in Houston and gotten Yordan Alvarez home run in both those games. So today they face George Kirby, right? George Kirby, 4 innings pitched, 2 earned runs in his only start at Houston. So, I mean, a decent performance in that one. If you look at George Kirby's numbers, though, at home, right? 2.81 ERA and a 1.13 whip at home in his last 3 home starts. I like to see how he kind of finished out the regular season. He had an under 3 ERA. George Kirby, if you don't know, he's a pitcher that throws a lot of strikes. So the Houston hitters will have a lot of pitches in the zone to swing at. But if he's missing bats and he is crafty enough, he should be able to definitely handle this Houston lineup, even though they are extremely talented. We know that, right? If you look at the splits, there's limited plate appearances for the Astros against Kirby, but they've yet to homer off of him. And that's big, right? I need sample size, even in a small sample size, I need to know that he's not, getting rocked. If the Astros are putting the ball in the seats, this one will be a no sweat bet in the opposite direction, unfortunately. But also the thing about it too, if George Kirby struggles, even just a little bit, right? A couple walks, puts a guy in scoring position, I think they're going to pull him immediately. I don't think they're going to give him a long leash at all today. And the Mariners definitely have some capable arms behind George Kirby. They will throw anybody out there they need to get it done. And 9 games in Seattle also, this is important to know. The Astros have only hit 224, and this is like one of the quiet trends, for most of the MLB season. The Astros really don't travel well to Seattle. For whatever reason, I never, ever pick the Astros when they go to Seattle. It's just one of those things. I don't know if they don't see the ball well there. Who knows? But today on the mound for the Astros is Lance McCullers Jr., 3.57 road ERA and a 1.57 whip on the road. If you look at that whip and you look at that ERA, I think that ERA should be a lot higher considering the whip. Lance McCullers Jr. is an erratic pitcher. He definitely classifies as an erratic pitcher. You ever watch him pitch? He misses a lot, right? And the numbers show that, right? 4.58 walks per 9 ratio. Ideally, you want that number to be as low as possible. The fact that it's hovering close to 5 just kind of shows you, what Lance McCullers Jr. Can do sometimes. The Mariners should have free base runners opportunities if they are able to not swing at Lance McCullers' pitches outside the zone, which he does throw a lot of. Now, if Lance McCullers Jr. is dialed in, he's definitely a really solid pitcher. I'm not calling him a scrub, but I am saying I've seen him throw a lot of pitches outside the zone, put a lot of walks on, and Seattle is hitting 268 in the playoffs. They need to bring these bats today in a must-win game, and I think they're going to be able to knock in those base runners, especially if McCullers is putting them on without even, getting hits. So I do like the Mariners today. I think there's a few pathways to victory for them today. I think they stave off elimination and get it done for us. But Austin, what are you going with today?
So Logan, I obviously see you in your Phillies shirt. I'm wearing my Braves shirt. And I think this pick's going to bring you a lot of happiness because I will be taking the Phillies on the money line. I know I'm wearing the Braves shirt, but I think this will be the last day I'm wearing the Braves shirt. And as you guys know, I've been supporting the Phillies this series. I said they had a good chance of winning it. Now they're one game away, and this is a must-win game. I think everyone assumes the Braves are going to come out here. They're going to show their force. They're going to force a game 5, a decisive, win or go home game for both of the teams. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think this is a must-win game for the Phillies. They want to end it in home where you saw the stadium. It was rocking yesterday. I think they're going to continue to rock that stadium tonight. And who knows what happens in Philly tonight if the Phillies do come out and win in the early game. Now, you look at who's starting for the Braves. That's why I'm picking against them. It's Charlie Morton. And he's really struggled on the road, not only at Philly, but just in general. I mean, look at the splits. 5.72 ERA and a 1.39 whip on the road this year. This is just in all of his starts on the road, which I believe is about 15. And at Philly, he's been even worse. They've been inflating that number. A 7.04 ERA, 1.83 whip at Philly this year at Citizens Bank Park. Look, that's not good. If you have an ERA above 7, that's not very good. And then 230 plate appearances versus Morton. They've seen him a ton. They have a 286 batting average and only a 20 strikeout percentage. This is kind of why I was leaning on, his under 5.5 strikeouts as well as a play. I think that's like plus 104 on FanDuel. And that's because I don't like kind of a guy like Kirby. You're going to see a guy like Morton knock it a long leash. They can't afford for him to come out here and give up 4 earned runs and say, well, where do we go here? Let's just keep throwing him out there. It's not going to happen. And he's perfectly capable of giving up 4 earned runs quickly and easily in this game to a Phillies team that's swinging their bats pretty hot. Now, you look at on their mound for the Phillies, it's not the guy I would love to see out there to support them, but it's Noah Syndergaard, the newly acquired, at the trade deadline. Philly, it's been all right for them, 4.26 ERA and a 1.42 whip at Philadelphia this year. So he's pitched decently at home, when he's been a member of the Phillies. And he's pitched before in the playoffs. Now, granted, you have to look back to 2015 and 2016 when he was dominant, but he's also come into this series and he's thrown an inning pitched against the Braves. I think allowed 1 walk and 1 strikeout. So he's at least gotten his feet wet in the playoffs this year. And, look at so far, I want to kind of look at, Syndergaard, just like Morton, just like Kirby. He's not going to have a long leash today. And you look at the splits of how people do in their first, second, and third plate appearance. You can see these numbers on the screen. A 294 batting average in the third plate appearance versus him. I don't see them letting Syndergaard go longer to where he's getting, that third plate appearances versus this talented Braves lineup. I imagine he goes probably 2 plate appearances versus them, assuming he doesn't blow up. And then they're going to put in a guy like Ranger Suarez, who's just right behind him. I think he'll be ready and rested. And we look at the bullpens. Once these guys do come out, you look at the Braves bullpen so far this postseason, 4.85 ERA. That's not too good. The Phillies bullpen, 2.45 ERA. So I don't necessarily think this discrepancy is as big as the numbers say it is. But I think the Phillies come out here. I think they win it at home. They end the Braves, postseason hopes. I know a lot of people have been picking the Braves to win the ALDS, win the NLDS, and win the World Series. I don't think that happens. I think the Phillies come out here and get it done, Logan. And I know you're going to love that. But before I hear your thoughts on that game, plus a couple other games, let's talk about our parlay of the day, which smacked yesterday. Let's do it again. And we're picking the other 2 games because we want to give you guys different picks that we like. Yankees, Guardians, over 6.5. Padres, money line, plus 289. Take us home, Padres. That's our parlay of the day. But, Logan, I want to hear your thoughts on the other games, and we'll wrap this episode up.
So for the Phillies game, I've been wrong every single time I've picked either for the Phillies or against the Phillies. So for the Phillies' sake, yeah, Braves are totally fighting off elimination today. Let's go Bravos. But I do like your analysis in this one for sure. And I really think if the Phillies are capable, of hitting Charlie Morton, like on paper they should be, yeah, Phillies are swinging some hot bats right now. I do like your pick in that one. In the Padres game, I do obviously like the Padres. That's going to be my leg once again in the parlay. It was my leg last night. They treated us really right. I think that was like one of our highest cashed parlays of the day. So, let's go Padres. No reason to pick against the Padres, especially with Joe Musgrove on the mound.
Yeah, Musgrove and his shiny ears. I'm curious what happens in this upcoming game. What goes down for Musgrove? But yeah, I kind of like the Padres. I think teams, the Dodgers, their bats have really been just suspect so far in the playoffs. They cannot hit any runner in scoring position. The top 3 in their lineup, which have carried them all year, are not doing a whole lot. And they're going to have to show up. Obviously, it's a win or go home game, and they certainly are capable of doing it. But I like Musgrove more than Tyler Anderson, and I think Musgrove will come out there and pitch pretty well. And you saw the Padres bats have quietly, been decent. They've had the talent. It's just they haven't been able to put it together consistently day in and day out. And they're finally starting to do that. So hopefully the Padres get it done. Now, let's talk about this Guardians-Yankees game. It's the last one we haven't really touched on a winner. I'm curious who you think wins. Tristan McKenzie, our friend, sticks versus Severino. Who you got?
Yeah, sure. I will pick the Guardians once more in this one, just because, number one, I do love Tristan McKenzie more than Luis Severino, and also I really do like how the Guardians finished out that game last night. Yesterday I was like, this is a great opportunity with Jameson Taillon coming in. Taillon is definitely not one of the Yankees' strongest pitchers. I was like, if they're able to hit him, get some runners on base and convert those into runs, which they've struggled all postseason long, getting those runners in scoring position home, then I was like, maybe that momentum carries a little bit today. And I think we're going to see the Guardians bats wake up a little bit in this one. I'll take the Guardians. Great story, electric fan base. Let's go Guardians.
You know what, Logan? I'm going to go on the other side of you. I think the Bronx Bombers get it done. I just think you look at, they have gotten nothing from Aaron Judge. They're basically trotting out there with one out to start the game. But I think Judge shows up. We love Tristan McKenzie, but I think he's doing a little bit of regression. Sure, he had a great start versus the Rays, but I probably could go out there and throw 5 innings scoreless against the Rays at this rate. So I think we see this. We picked the over because we think the offenses both show up, but I think it's going to be a lot of the Yankees showing up. They need something from Judge. They need something from Stanton. Obviously got a 2-run homer, but that was all the runs that they scored in the first inning yesterday. I just think the guys are going to show up. I think the Yankees get it done. I don't trust the Guardians bats at all. You saw me on the Guardians money line, and I was like, this team's chalk. They can't get any base runners. The only guys that can do anything are Jose Ramirez, Ahmed Rosario, and Kwan. And lo and behold, that ended up being really all they needed to get it done. But I think the Yankees do end up pulling it out. But we're not going to put any money on it. We're just curious how this game goes. Let us know your favorite bets down below. There's a couple of videos popping up on the screen that you might be interested. We might have another NFL video for all the OGs that are at the 12-minute mark in this video. Might have another NFL video later tonight. We'll see. But I appreciate you guys as always. Logan Austin signing out. See you guys in the next one. Peace.